Fleetwood Mac, the band implosion project. Let's take a journey. Imagine you're 15 years old and your parents agree to let you drop out of school, move to London, and start a career as a drummer. That is exactly what the parents of Michael John Kells Fleetwood allowed. Little did he know he would be opening for the Rolling Stones and soon would embark on the wildest drum expedition of his life. In this group presentation, I will explore Fleetwood Mac's conflict development in 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning, and analyze how conflict arose. Furthermore, examining strategies that could have reduced conflict and given Fleetwood Mac a more positive ending. Forming. Fleetwood Mac was started in 1967 by Peter Green. He was a member of the Mayall's Blues Breakers band. Peters decided to leave the band, asking Mick Fleetwood to join him, and later John McVie. He named the band after their surnames, hoping that would seal the two to continue, later adding more members most Americans identify with today. Storming. Fleetwood Mac would lose and gain members throughout the band's career. Jeremy Spencer, for one, left to get a magazine, never to return, and was found out to have joined a cult. The countless affairs between band members and drug use left tensions high. The band did not associate with one another until it was time to rehearse or perform. Norming. Throughout the span of the band, there was always drama. Somehow, they were able to keep recording and performing over a decade with top 40 chart hits. One of the ways they did this is by staying separated outside of work. Performing. Fleetwood Mac is considered to have two eras: the psychedelic experimental era and the polished pop rock era. Bob Welch being the bridge between the two and a key player in the band's sound. Jeremy Spencer was more of a blues rock influence, and Danny Kerwin changing the sound to an early hard rock sound. Kristen Perfect was the first female to join Fleetwood Mac. Mick Fleetwood was in the studio when an engineer played him a song by the Buckingham and Nicks. In 1975, Lindsey Buckingham and Stephanie Stevie Nicks joined Fleetwood Mac, turning the sound to a polished pop rock. Peter Green left the band and was diagnosed with a drug-induced schizophrenia. Adjourning. Fleetwood Mac was a band like no other. The band seemed to oddly function despite everything going on until Bob Weston had an affair with Mick Fleetwood's wife. Everything came to a halt. Their manager, Clifford Davis, owned the right to the band's name and hired more musicians to stop the loss of money. Clifford Davis was later fired. They persevered, with members continuing to leave and later return. The only two members who never left the band were the namesakes, John McVie and Mick Fleetwood. Conflict resolution. Fleetwood Mac did not have an issue putting out good music. Drugs and intermingling created issues. Setting clear roles and boundaries, Fleetwood Mac needed to clarify the expectations of each member so the environment stayed professional. Empathy and understanding. Due to the addictions of the members, the band could have put themselves in their shoes, removing the drugs and discouraging interactions between bandmates. Conflict de-escalation techniques. Learning how to lower their tone, separating for a while, would have helped de-escalate the group's inner turmoil. Conclusion. In the roaring 60s and 70s, life was free. Music was influenced heavily by what was going on in their societies. Reoccurring conflicts stayed with Fleetwood Mac. Non-cohesiveness kept them in the loop of adjourning. Fleetwood Mac will forever be known as one of the greatest bands plagued with controversy.